minister. So she said, you've been called with the highest calling a man could receive anywhere. You've been called by God, the CEO of the world. So I'm like, you know what? That's right. And that helped me put my head up. I've had some negative things. You all know, lost my father, never knew my father, then found out he passed away. Those things hurt, and you feel rejection. You're like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Other situations, what's wrong with me? No, everybody have had failing moments. We've had things that did not come the way we wanted them to come, or did not happen the way we wanted them to happen. But we cannot let those things stop us from going forward. So, look at somebody next to you and say, join the club. So join the club. Just join the club. You're not outside of the club where you've never had failing moments. All of us have. The most successful people at one time had failing moments, failures. And so these things have happened. So now, let's join the club. Let's see. Thomas Edison, from my understanding, when he was a little boy, he was told by his teacher that he was too stupid to learn anything. Teacher, people that are supposed to build you up and educate you and see good and greatness in you, but says you're too stupid to learn anything. Well, after 9,000 inventions, 9,000, not 9, but 9,000, he comes up with the light bulb. And aren't you glad he was successful? Because now we can see with the lights. So, he was once a failure, but he succeeded. Okay? And then we have another gentleman that many may know in this athletic arena. They say Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is known today by many people, most people, I agree, was the greatest basketball player ever. Some people may not agree, but I do. And Michael Jordan, this great man, has done so many things, success stories, championship rings, you name it. You know, popular, famous, but do you know one time he wasn't all that. Jordan in high school was cut from the basketball team. Cut. His coach cut him. He was cut from the team. He failed. But now let's think about it. When you look at this moment, Thomas Edison, Michael Jordan, when they failed, I wonder how they felt. Just think about it. How did Michael Jordan feel? This is before he's the man, but on his way to becoming the man, which no one would have ever known that he was this great. I'm quite sure to this day his coach thinks about it. Wow, I cut Michael Jordan. Somebody should cut me for cutting. But you know what? At the same time, though, he could look at that as, you know what, that was the inspiration he needed. The failure came before the success. A lot of people have all these success stories, and they get successful. They're born with the spoon, silver spoon, as they say, in their mouth. And then when tragedy hits, they don't know how to take it because they're so used to succeeding. But hey, I failed many times, but now my failures are my seminars. Hey, oh, come on. They are. I mean, you know, because I look at all the stuff I've been through, and it's like, look at this resume of failing things. But that's when you look at it negatively. But that's all. Think about the people that have succeeded. That's the thing that drove them and pushed them to succeed. A lot of people don't want to talk about the mistakes. They don't want to talk about the failures. Look, I'm not bashful anymore, ashamed, because now these are my testimonies. I'm moving forward because I got something positive to say now. Now, if I stayed down, that's different. But when you start succeeding, it should be no problem to look back and say, this is where I've been. I've come out of this. Because somebody else might be right in this quicksand. And they might say, well, forget it. But no, if they see somebody that was in the quicksand too and say, how you get out of it? Let me tell you how. Especially if you know them. So that's a big thing. So again, we look at these things, join the club, but these people that have failed have become failures. So now, again, let's think about, how did Michael Jordan feel? Now let's put it to ourselves. You don't have to share your story, but share how you may have felt. Think of something that you failed at. Could have been today. I don't know. Some work you had to turn in and didn't come out right, or a project, or just something in your life. How did that make you feel? I just want a couple of people to respond. How did you feel when you failed?
Disappointed and frustrated.
Disappointed, frustration. Anyone else? That's depression. That's dangerous. Disappointed, frustrated, depressed. Anyone else? Lonely. Because you feel like I'm the only one that's done this. I'm by myself. I failed. Who wants to be acquainted with a failure? So what? I'm alone. And that's the worst way to feel. I'm alone. This is why I'm sharing with you. These great people have once been there. So we can't